Have you been searching for that special someone, but you really want to make sure they're full of utter contempt and hatred for LGBTQ people? Well, you're in luck. There's a brand new dating site online for the worst people imaginable. The sort of people who think Christian mingle is just too full of heretics. First, you need a little background on its creator, Roger Jimenez. He's a preacher who runs Verity Baptist Church in Sacramento, California. It's associated with the new independent fundamentalist Baptist movement. If you're not familiar with the new IFB, lucky you. It's basically a bunch of small churches across the country, located in a lot of rundown strip malls and whatever cheap spaces they can find, that function collectively as a hate group. I don't say that lightly. Jimenez himself first came to my attention a few years ago when, after the Pulse nightclub massacre, in which nearly 50 people were murdered, he delivered a sermon celebrating what happened and told his congregation that the real tragedy was that more of them didn't die. He also used nasty slurs to describe the victims. This is typical new IFB preaching. He also believes the government should execute gay people. I'm not exaggerating their beliefs. That's literally what he has said. And other new IFB pastors do the same thing. So this is the guy who now wants to play matchmaker. Last week, Jimenez launched a website called newifbsingles.com through his ministry. And he says in the promo that it's not a dating site. Jimenez says he, or his team, will personally approve every profile on the site. But if you're thinking about trolling them, and I know you all are, you may not get very far. Because they also ask you which IFB church you attend. And they say they'll contact your pastor for verification and to make sure you regularly attend. They also want to know your profession. Makes sense. But it's not enough for you to just list your job. You have to verify that you're male, because why else would you have a job? And you have to verify that your job can support a family. Because there's no version of marriage in their world that involves the woman working, much less being the breadwinner. My favorite part? If you actually get approved, you will never be allowed to message anyone. No DMs, no winks, nothing. You can only chat through a public forum that will be monitored by the ministry. Even in a giant online Christian group date, they gotta have chaperones. You know what they don't ask you on the application? Your education level, your hobbies, your personality traits, basically anything that might make you unique, they don't care about, because it doesn't matter to them. No one cares what you think, just whether you obey. And if they ever do ask you about your favorite books, just don't answer it. It's a trap, because a true Christian would know you should only be reading one book. And what book is that, everyone? Did you say the Bible? Don't you dare say the Bible. That's also a trap because new IFB churches only recognize the King James Version, you NIV-loving spawns of Satan. Obviously, they don't ask you for your sexual preferences, but if they did, the only multiple choice option would be missionary. In this cult, they just want bodies. Who can produce more bodies? I can't believe they don't ask you how many kids you want to have, though that may be because the expected answer is all of them. I'm kind of surprised they even need this site, partly because I didn't realize any of these people were capable of love, but also because dating sites really only work when you're part of a large community where you don't already know everyone. These people live in a bubble where they treat everyone else as a heathen. I kind of figured they already knew each other, from protesting at funerals and whatnot. So good luck to any couples that meet through there. They're gonna need it. As a few commenters have already noted, given all these restrictions, newifbsingles.com is the wrong name. They should really just rename it eTragedy.